Namaskar. In this lecture series on mechanics, today I'll discuss how can we solve the non-holonomic systems, and for that I'll explain the Lagrange's multiplier method. You know that if uh, your system may be holonomic and your system may be non-holonomic, and this is decided with the help of constants. Suppose there are constants in the system, and those constants are described in terms of some equalities, and those equalities are expressed in such a way that there are either no velocity variables there, or if velocity variables are there, then those can be eliminated by doing some mathematical calculations. So after eliminating the velocity variables, you are left with some expressions which are just in terms of generalized coordinates. I am saying the generalized coordinates, you can say the coordinates describing the system. Because these are equalities as well as these are free from velocity components, these are called the holonomic constants. Now there are another type of constants in which either you have inequalities, or if you have equalities, then if there are velocity variables and the velocity variables are present in such a way that these are not possible, this is not possible to eliminate them, then this type of constants are called the non-holonomic constant. And we know if our constants are holonomic, then it is very easy to describe your system in terms of independent generalized coordinates. You know that suppose your system is described by some generalized coordinates, like these are the generalized coordinates which are describing your system, and all of them are independent. All of these are independent. Then what is the advantage of being independent is that we know that this is the Hamilton's principle, which says that stationary value of this integral will give you the actual path. And what is the actual path? The actual path is obtained in terms of Lagrange's equation of motion. How we get that Lagrange equation of motion? If we do the calculation, or if we apply the conditions of the Hamilton's principle, at one stage we come to this point where we get integral, because it is with respect to time. So integral d dt of delta L delta Qj dot minus delta L delta Qj delta dt is equal to 0. We get such type of expression, right? And if all of your delta Qj, if all of your Qj's are independent, naturally delta Qj will also be independent. And then by using the fundamental lemma of calculus of variation, we easily say that this implies that the integrand has to be 0. Delta L delta Qj is equal to 0. And what is it? It is the Lagrange's equation of motion. So solving this equation, I can describe my dynamical system. But this is not the case if these are not independent. So if all Qj's are not independent, then 1 does not imply the 2. Then 2 is not possible, right? Now in this case, your number of generalized coordinate and degree of freedom both will be different. Number of generalized coordinate will be more than the degree of freedom. So what we do in this case, we use the Lagrange's multiplier method, and for that what we say that you are having constants and those constants are not free from velocity components, right? So suppose we are having m, let there exists m non-holonomic constants. Written as sigma k is 1 to n a l k dqk dt. Qk is generalized coordinate, so naturally derivative of qk will represent the velocity, plus alt is equal to 0. Suppose this is your constant. In this constant you are having this you are having an n system of particle. So here k is dummy suffix, so your summation is going for k from 1 to n, and l is representing the number of constant. So as I am saying that there are m constants, so l is going from 1 to m, and alk and alt, these are constants, these are coefficients, these may depend on time, and these are determined with the help of constants. I may also write this equation as sigma k is 1 to n alk dqk plus alk dt is 0, right? If I go for the virtual displacement, here we are talking about the virtual. So for virtual displacement, free implies sigma alk dqk, this d will be replaced by this delta, which is for virtual, representing the virtual displacement, virtual variation. And then because dt will be delta t and delta t is 0, so it will be represented in this form, where again L is going from 1 to m. ठीक है, यहाँ पर ये जो 1 है और ये जो 4 है, ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ऑफ 1 is equal to 0, left hand side of 4 is equal to 0, but it does not mean that both may be put side by side. This is not possible. Yes, it may be possible if there exists some multipliers, and those multipliers will give you relations with the help of 1 and 4 such that the total such that the relations are equal to 0. I mean to say that I'll choose some multipliers in such a way that I may write a combination like choose some multipliers and I'll choose these in number which is equal to the number of constant. So choose these multipliers such that sigma ALK, you put here a lambda L ALK delta QK. Now in this case you are having L and K both as the dummy suffix, so it is summation is with respect to L as well as K. This is 0 such that, ये खुद तो 0 होगा ही होगा, लेकिन किस तरह से होगा, such that its combination with 1 in the following form is also possible. What is that form? That T1 to T2 ddt of delta L delta Qj dot delta L delta Qj, this one, and plus summation lambda L ALK delta QK. Okay, this I wrote for J. I may replace it by K because it is just the dummy suffix. Delta QK, इसको हम ऐसे लिख देते हैं, ऐसे dt is 0. So you have chosen the multipliers in such a way that when you write this combination, this relation to be equal to 0, then this can be combined with this one. That means you integrate this fifth one and then add with 1, you will get this relation to be equal to 0. In this relation, this k is giving you the summation because this is a free suffix. So for this symbol summation, I'll put only lambda L because L is appearing only in this term, and then I'll put one summation symbol outside the total expression. This is the total expression. इसको हम थोड़ा सा ठीक कर देते हैं. Integral T1 to T2. This is summation and this summation is for this total and this summation is for K. क्योंकि हमें ये K भी कंबाइन करना है. जब तक ये अंदर कंबाइन नहीं होगा तब तक आप समेशन नहीं लगा सकते, तो उसको हमने बाहर लगा दिया. ठीक है. अब ये जो एक्सप्रेशन आया, इस एक्सप्रेशन में जो डेल्टा के है वो सारे तो इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. यहाँ पर जो डेल्टा क्यू के है वो सारे इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. यही हम शुरू से कह रहे हैं कि सब इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. अगर ये इंडिपेंडेंट होते, अगर ये डेल्टा क्यू के इंडिपेंडेंट होते तो हम इस इंटीग्रैंड को 0 रख सकते थे, पर ये नहीं है इंडिपेंडेंट. तो अब हम इसको 2 पार्ट में ब्रेक करेंगे. इस तरह से 2 पार्ट में ब्रेक करेंगे कि कुछ जो इंडिपेंडेंट है उनके साथ एक एक्सप्रेशन और जो इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है उस एक्सप्रेशन को सेपरेट कर देंगे इसमें से. तो हम 6 को लिखेंगे, 6 एक्सप्रेशन को फिर से लिखेंगे इसको ब्रेक करके, और हम इसे ले लेंगे कि जो समेशन सिंबल अंदर था हमारा इंटीग्रल के अंदर वो बाय द प्रॉपर्टी बाहर आ सकता है. हम उसको बाहर ले लेंगे यहाँ पर, और वैसे जैसी ज़रूरत होगी उस हिसाब से ले लेंगे. और यहाँ जो हमारा के है, जो समेशन था के, वो एक पार्ट कर लो 1 to m, T1 to T2, और यहाँ पर था डेरिवेटिव ऑफ डेल्टा L डेल्टा QJ डॉट माइनस डेल्टा L डेल्टा QJ, देन एक समीशन था एल के लिए, ए पहले लैम्डा लिख लेते हैं, लैम्डा एल ए एल के, and this was for delta qk. So this is one part. Then another part is, and this is dt for t1 to t2. Another part is summation k is equal to m plus 1 to n. Finally k was going from 1 to n. So 1 to m and then m plus 1 to n. Integral t1 to t2 ddt of delta L delta qj dot minus delta L delta q, sorry, I should write k not j, this is k delta L delta qk plus summation a lambda L a L k, this summation is for L, and then delta qk dt. So I have written the previous equation and I have broken the previous equation into two parts, one going from 1 to m and another going from m plus 1 to n. Here delta qk for k is equal to m plus 1 to n are all independent. This is the condition. And delta qk for k is equal to 1 to m are not independent, but we have chosen lambdas multipliers, so we will choose these lambdas in such a way that this will make this expression to be 0. Now choose lambdas in such a way that ddt of delta L delta qk dot minus delta L delta qk plus sigma lambda L ALK, this is 0 for what? For k is equal to 1 to m. You can see that here when you varying k, you are varying k. For 1 you will get one equation, for 2 you will get another equation, and up to m you will get m equations. So naturally these are m equations, and in these m equations you will get m lambdas. After solving these equations you will get m lambdas. So we say that we choose lambdas in such a way that this expression becomes 0. And this was our number 6. So now this is 7. That in 7 this is 0. So what is left? If it becomes true, so using if 8 exists, you will say that if it exists, possible, then 7 implies sigma k is equal to m plus 1 to n t1 to t2 ddt of delta L delta qk dot minus delta L delta qk plus sigma lambda L ALK, this one, delta qk dt is 0, and now it is 0 when k is going from m plus 1 to n, right? You have assumed that delta qk for k is equal to m plus 1 to n are independent, and because these delta qk's are independent, now this integrand will be 0 by fundamental lemma of calculus of variation. Since delta qk for k is equal to m plus 1 to n are independent, so 9 implies ddt of delta L delta qk dot minus delta L delta qk plus summation lambda L ALK is 0. This integrand has to be 0. This integrand has to be 0. And now these equations are for k is equal to 1 to m. So you see that we choose some multipliers in such a way that 9 is true. And if 9 is true, then 10 is also true. Combine the 9 and 10. In 9, k is going from m plus 1 to n. And in 10, k is going from 1 to m. Left hand side expression, not this 9, this 8, sorry. In this 8. So 8 is for m is k is equal to 1 to m. Sorry. And here k is from not 1 to m. This is for m plus 1 to n. So if we combine the two, 8 and 10, then what we get? 8 and 10. We get ddt of delta L delta qk dot delta L delta qk plus summation lambda L ALK, this is L, 0 for k is equal to 1 to m, k is equal to 1 to n. 1 से m तक तो यहाँ ट्रू था और m plus 1 से n तक यहाँ पर ट्रू है. दोनों को कंबाइन किया तो ये हमारे पास एक इक्वेशन आ गई. You see, this is Lagrange's equation when undetermined multipliers are, Lagrange's multipliers are used. In general, it is denoted by qk. Qk is summation. This is minus summation lambda L ALK. यहाँ L तो डमी है, K फ्री है, तो इसीलिए Q के साथ K आया. And finally, you get your 11 as ddt of delta L delta qk dot minus delta L delta qk is equal to qk. And generally, we say it to be the Lagrange's equation for non-holonomic constants. It is Lagrange's equation for non-holonomic constants, right? So what is our purpose? Our purpose is to find these ALK. These ALK are determined with the help of given constraints. We put these ALKs and then try to find lambdas. Once lambdas are found, we use lambdas and ALK in these equations, and then by solving them, we can solve the dynamical system. So in next lecture, I'll tell you that how we apply this method to some dynamical problems. So I'll discuss the case of a hoop which is rolling down a slope without slipping, and then we'll see how we will use this Lagrange's multiplier method. Thank you so much.